Welcome back to Neverwinter Nights 2 Hard Mode Edition.
You all right? You look all right. A lot of families aren't as lucky.
Let's go to the swamp ruins.
It's been an age since I've come this far into the swamp. There are some twists and turns before we get to the ruins. There's probably more than lizardlings ahead. So, lead on, I guess. This is a bit too much for me. Amy's dead, the village is in flames, and now here we are in the swamp looking for ruins? I always wanted to be one of those adventurers, like Brunor Battlehammer or Lord Nasher. Well, back when he had adventures. With everything that's happened tonight, though, I think my place is here in West Harbor. Adventuring is all fine and glorious, but someone still needs to remain home and care for the families. What about you? Ever thought of leaving here? Becoming an adventurer? I don't know about that. You sure made a home here in West Harbor. People trust you well enough. Well, most everyone. Should we be in some sort of marching order or something?
Did my father send you to spy on me?
No, I mean, well, you have your talents and all, but you have to admit, you're not the strongest of people. He probably figured you could use an extra sword arm, especially where we're going.
How good are you with that sword?
I'm one of the best of the new militiamen. Never saw you training in the militia, though if we had the time, I could teach you a thing or two.
Can you do anything else?
I can make soup, and use a sling, even a bow. But as Georg says, the only thing I'm really good at is swinging my sword and carrying wood. Should be enough for tonight.
What do you know of the ruins?
As much as the next harborman, I suppose. I haven't set foot there since Georg Redfell said we should avoid the place a few years back. Everyone knows it's been overrun by lizardlings, and Georg says if we don't bother them, they won't bother us.
Do you always do what Georg says?
Of course! And you should as well. He watches the village and tries to keep everyone safe.
What's in the ruins?
I was told that the ruins were empty, even the chambers beneath it. It wouldn't surprise me if the lizardlings have claimed it. Lizardlings can be protective of what's theirs. And I don't think you'll be able to talk things over with them either. This isn't going to be easy.
Why is it I don't see much of you in the village?
Chores keep me pretty busy. And then there's the militia training.
That can't be the only reason.
Well, I always try to do what's right by people, and my family. So if I see something wrong, I let people know. But that doesn't always go over well. Then people tend to take the long way around to avoid you. I guess that makes me something of a shut-in. Still, letting wrongdoings go doesn't do anyone any good.
Come on, baby. You bitch.
Let's have at it! Let's have at it!
Come on, baby. Why do you miss every time? What the fucking noob? Oh, critical hit. Nice. It's attack.
Let's have at it! Time for a bit of the game! Time for a bit of the game!
Attack.
Time! What's up? I believe so.
Ooh. We got a stalker.
Let
Hitting very hard. Come on. Come on. Nice.
Bring it to me!
There's this bitch.
Let's go! Yes, indeed.
Step with me. Come on. Follow along.
Let's continue. Another journey for the silver shard.
Time.
Switch to the club. Club him. Come on, baby. Come on. I'm only level 1, you're level 4. Come on, bitch. Ouch. Come on, Bevil. Okay.
What's up?
Step with me. Come on. Follow along.
Let's rest a bit. Now, let's continue the journey.
Bring it to me!
Let's heal ourselves. Full. Continue.
Let's see what you've got! Bring it!
Gotcha. Ok, ti capito. Got you too, no?
Well, now. What do you want?
Now, for the next fight, it's gonna be a big man. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save it again. Okay. Let's go.
O great spirits of the Stone Tomb, please hear our plea. The other lizardling tribes take our territory. They wage war. And before we fight them for our ancestral hatching grounds, we ask for your blessings.
There certainly are an awful lot of them. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea.
A warm blood. Here, your very presence offends the Stone God.
Let's try diplomacy. When this land was once ours, my tribe left something here.
And this gives you the right to intrude on our lands and disturb our most holy of rituals.
It's needed to save my tribe, something you should be able to understand.
What do you propose then, warm blood?
Let me save my tribe, and perhaps one day we can return the favor.
A favor for a favor, eh? We may have need of you. We will let you do this thing. Do what you have come here to do. We will leave the Warmbloods in peace, my followers.
Okay. Sure we can. Silver Shard.
We were risking life and limb for that? None of this makes any sense. Dagon can do his own blasted quest from now on. When you're done searching around, let's get out of here.
Let's go.
You have returned, and you have brought the shard.
That's all you can say? I almost died
That's
out
all
there.
you can say?
If I did not believe you could handle the task, I would have sent another.
Yeah, well, you weren't out there in the swamp getting attacked by lizard folk.
No, I was here attending the wounded, Bevel. Now find Marion and do the same.
I don't see how you put up with him.
Now, for the shard. Let me see it.
Glad I'm not the only one who thinks we should leave Bevel out of this.
What I have to say to you is not for Bevel's ears, and after this night, you two shall not travel together again. Bevel has his uses, but it is not wise to depend on someone of Starlane blood for too long. Also, his complaining tires me, and will not serve you where you are bound.
Tell me about the shard.
That shard is one of a pair. Both were found after the battle that destroyed West Harbor long ago. My half-brother Duncan and I asked a mage in Neverwinter to examine the shards for enchantments, but he found nothing except a faint magical aura, residue of the battle. And so I kept one shard, and the other I gave to Duncan. Not long after I returned to West Harbor, I sealed it away in the ruins.
I feel magic from the shard. Strong magic.
Strange. Perhaps the attack awakened it. If so, then perhaps a second look at these shards would yield different results. But such divinations would be beyond anyone here in West Harbor, including Tarmus.
Are you sure those creatures were looking for the shard?
That is the only reason I can think of for why they came. Am I certain? No. But my instincts tell me they were looking for it.
Sounds pretty weak to me.
It is the only thing of substance in this village that would cause them to tear it apart as they did. They were not looking for gold or valuables, nor did they seem to care about us, unless we got in their way.
You have an uncle?
So to speak. It would be more appropriate to say that I have a half-brother. Duncan, like Bevel, has many faults that would make it wise not to rely on him or call him kin.
Why did you put it in the ruins?
I could not bring myself to cast it away. Yet at the same time, I did not wish to keep it close. You are too young to remember what occurred, I know, but the battle was a terrible one, and that shard, it reminds me too much of that night.
Retrieve the shard, what now?
I need you to go to the city of Neverwinter, find my half-brother Duncan, retrieve the second shard, and take it to a mage you both can trust. Duncan owns an inn in the docks district of the city, the Sunken Flagon. Not the most reputable place, but safe enough.
I better not have to take Bevel.
No. As you probably realize, he will be of no help outside of West Harbor. He would only slow you down. Bevel is made for simpler things.
I'll say, like cleaning stables.
It is a better fate than others, I assure you.
Why don't we dump the shard or give it
The problem is more complicated than that. If we give them the shard, I doubt it will prevent them from believing the second one lies here as well. Or others.
Others?
We only found 2. It is possible there were others, scattered into the swamp or taken away, or have met other ends.
What if the beast struck me down?
That is possible, but this village cannot shelter you or survive another attack. On the road, moving, you have a chance. Once you reach Neverwinter, it may prove more difficult for them to attack you.
I've had enough. How do I get to Neverwinter?
Head to the small port town of Highcliff when you are free of the swamp. There, seek passage on a ship to Neverwinter. The beast that attacked us will leave West Harbor alone once they realize their quarry has fled. If all goes well, you should be in Neverwinter before they find your trail. Say your farewells. Your boots may travel many roads before you return. I let some of the others know you are leaving, but not the why of it.
That's your farewell, sir?
Perhaps one day we will speak again and gain an understanding of each other.
I want to talk to some people first.
Return when you are ready to leave, and we will speak of the path you must take.
Okay, we got a silver shard. Okay, let's plus 10 health. Baby.
So, your father sent you off to Neverwinter. As if everything that's happened tonight isn't enough adventuring for one lifetime. I'm hoping that you'll be back soon enough after you reach the city, but most people who leave West Harbor don't come back.
If staying away will keep West Harbor safe, then it's my duty to do so.
It'll be a shame to see you go. We lost a lot of harbormen to the attack. Hopefully your father's right and there will be no more attacks once the shard is gone. Still, the village will need every sword arm it has. As a member of the militia, my sworn duty is to defend West Harbor. I can't just turn my back on that.
Anything you can give me to help me on the journey?
I've got some bandages here, though I hope you won't need to use them. You can also have my share of the loot that we found. You'll need it more than I do.
Diplomacy. There must be something more you can give me.
Well, here. You can have what I've got left from my militia pay. Things are probably more expensive out there. Wish I could go with you, but the defense of the village is important too.
Good to know the village will be safe hands.
I'll do my best to keep the place standing for you when you return. I want to hear about all of your adventures.
Do you know what I can expect on the road?
Not really. There's an inn north of here along the road. It's the only one between here and the edge of the mare from what I understand. Plenty of lizard folk in the swamp, of course. Just stick to the roads and you'll be fine, though. At least, that's what I've heard.
I'd better get going.
Good luck. And if you run across the one who killed Amy, stick a blade through his heart for me. She deserves at least that.
This load is a bit of a strain.
Getting close to level 2.
This incursion is the most noteworthy event that's happened here in years. I had high hopes for Amy. She was a rare find in West Harbor. A shame she failed to heed her first lesson. Always listen to Tarmas. Not that I expect you would understand, but she was the only one capable of holding a coherent conversation with me. Go if you must, but mysteries remain here that need to be answered.
Amy is dead and all you care about are how the inconvenience you.
An inconvenience? Bah! I wouldn't expect one of your small intellect to understand.
Small intellect.
Suffice to say that her loss pains me beyond mere inconvenience.
I've got +2 to intelligence. Intelligence. Is there anything you can do to help with the journey?
Help with the journey, you say? Advice. Advice is what I can give. Use that skull of yours for more than a shield. Amy obviously failed to learn this lesson. A fool girl. As functional as the famous harborman thick-headedness is, it still won't prove much help against, let's say, a lizardling sword or javelin.
Diplomacy. If anyone could help me on the journey, it would be you.
You aren't mistaken on that account. Fine, take this. Perhaps it will help you. Perhaps not, but don't bother asking for more. I've already lost an apprentice on your behalf. That's all you'll be getting from me.
You mentioned mysteries?
The swamp has many denizens, most dangerous, and all of them particularly irksome. But these new pests are not native. So it stands to reason they traveled through leagues of swamp trails and this odious smell to get here. Anyone that desperate has to have a good reason, so whatever you're carrying, guard it carefully. Anyone fool enough to go through that much effort to come here won't give up easily. I've already lost Amy to their determination.
Did Dagon tell you what I was carrying?
Dagon didn't tell me a thing, boy. But right after the attack, you dart off into the swamp, and now you're suddenly leaving. That speaks volumes. It's obvious you fetched something out there, and I'd bet gold that whatever those bladelings were searching for is in your pack at this very moment. But I don't want to know the details. Not to be overly dramatic, but I believe such knowledge could prove dangerous.
Why did you come to West Harbor if you think so little of its people?
Suffice it to say that I find the bustle of city life even less endearing than the mosquitoes here. And here I can work quietly, in exchange for teaching some mud farmer's child a bit of lore every now and again.
Diplomacy. Certainly there's more to the story than that.
There's more to it than farming and pig contests. Of that you can be certain. Come back later, then we can talk.
Why do you even bother taking apprentices?
Do you think it's by choice? Having filthy beggar children tidying my place up with inept hands and clouded minds? I could hire a servant for that, but the village has expectations of a resident wizard, responsibilities that cannot be shirked. So I teach them their letters, so they can write dirty messages in the mud or some such rot, only to watch them throw it all away in a meaningless gesture of loyalty. Stupid girl!
Years ago, I overheard Georg Redfair say you came here because of the war.
That man says decidedly too much. It's true that part of the reason I came to West Harbor is because of the war that was fought here. You've probably heard it mentioned from time to time. And no doubt you've also heard the same vague accounts I have, assuming you could pry even that from the other villagers.
Do you know anything else about the war?
The whole affair is quite mysterious, I'm afraid. Demons were involved, that much is certain. But, curiously enough, there are no clear answers to who fought whom and why. I think part of it is the remoteness of the location, yes? There were few battles in the war, and all of them were fought in the Mare of Dead Men. An evil wizard was behind the whole thing. There were very few Neverwinter troops that actually saw any action, and none of them survived.
What's the other reason you're here?
You really are a harborman. People here possess the sort of subtlety commonly found in raging barbarian hordes. Ask something else. I have nothing more to say on this matter.
Can we talk about something else?
Of course. In fact, I would prefer it.
Could I buy some items for you to help me on the journey?
Oh, very well. I suppose I could always use more coin.
Okay, let's sell all this junk.
This load is a bit bit of a strain.
All this fucking junk. And let's buy some shit. Okay. Let's buy bullets. Another bullet. Another bullet. And let's buy a ring of protection. We need all the defense we can get. Pretty weak right now. And that's all. Alright. So you're headed to Neverwinter, are you? Just remember that you're a harborman, and don't take any guff from the city folk. We harbormen can take care of ourselves. We don't need any fancy walls to keep us safe. Is there anything you can do to help with the journey? Here, take this, harborman. Take care of their own. Not like them city dwellers. You remember that. If you had more to spare, I would, gladly, but after this attack, and with the seasons we've been having, well, this is the best I can do for you. Farewell. Ah, it's young Beverly's friend. Thank you for bringing my son back safely from the mill. Beverly is still rather shaken from the attack and the loss of your friend. I'm grateful you were there to watch over him. I understand that you've been sent to Neverwinter, the city of skilled hands. Just pay for you fare better than Beverly's brother Lorne. Whatever happened to Lorne? He went to the fight in the war in Laskan, right? He never come back. I don't know if he's dead or alive. A lot of soldiers died during the war with Laskan. Just pray he wasn't one of them. Other Marine says never give up hope. But it's been such a long time. Just want to know what happened. If he died, it would be good to put him to rest with the rest of the family. Give him the honor of the proper soldier burial. If I find out anything, I'll let you know. That would put my old whistle mind at ease. Such a strapping young lad Lorne was. If he's still alive, I still want to return home. Beverly has tried to care for the family in Lord's stead, but he still misses the elder brother very much, as does the rest of the family. Is there anything you can do to help me with my journey? I'm afraid I have nothing to give. The creature fills your house full of it. Farewell. West Harbor is safe for now, and in part due to your efforts. I'm sorry about your friend. I wish I could have saved her. Thank you, it's no one's fault. Full blame lies with the mage who led the attack. Shame Thomas wasn't able to send him to the abyss. Didn't mention you were headed for Neverwinter. It's a bad time for traveling. Girl in the merchant told us about the journey. Unless his tale was taller than usual, your road to Neverwinter won't be easy one. We'll pray for your safety. The mail of dead men is fast becoming dangerous. Is there anything you can do to help with the journey? I have tried to teach you as much of the wisdom from the Sun Soul Master as I could collect. You've been a far better pupil than I've been a teacher. I confess I had hopes that one day you might be persuaded to take the vows and become Dawnbringer like myself, but your path leads elsewhere. Take this, Belvoir. Keep safe intended for my disciple. I think the only thing that goes to you. Could use some healing. Crimson. Natural light.
So, Dagon is sending you to Neverwinter, eh? I can't say I approve. If it were a militia matter, I wouldn't send you alone. But I don't have any right to tell him how to raise his child. Can you at least tell me why you're going? Your father wouldn't tell me a thing.
Taking what the invaders were looking for.
You know what they were looking for? They tore apart half the houses in town. What is it?
A chunk of silver. It doesn't even look valuable.
Obviously, those beasts didn't come all that way for a chunk of silver. There must be more to it than that.
It's possible. I'm taking it to Neverwinter to find out.
That does sound important. More important than staying here. It won't be easy reaching Neverwinter. I've traveled that way once or twice. It's a dangerous journey. especially for one traveling alone. You might want to ask around the village. If you're going to leave, some folks might be able to offer some help.
Can you give me anything to help on the journey?
You may not have trained under me, but I've always enjoyed your company, and you acquitted yourself well with the village defense. Here, take this shield. It's always served me well. And even if you don't use it, you can sell it for some gold that might do you some good.
Hear any stories outside?
So, you want to hear a story? Look out for the swamp elf. You see, an elf never stops growing, and usually they head to Evermeet before they get much bigger than human-sized. But one of the eldest lives in our own swamp. Huge he is, tall as a tree.
Tall as a tree?
It's the truth, I say. This giant elf has been known to hurl rocks great distances, and it has the evil eye. If it ever locks eyes on you...
Does anyone ever believe you?
Oh, here I am trying to educate you about the journey, and this is the thanks I get?
What can you tell me about the road to Neverwinter?
The road is as wild as a road can get and still be called a road. And that was before the patrols stopped coming. There's only the one road in the mare, and that leads to us. There's a small inn on the way. Makes most of his trade off adventurers and the like. Galen, you remember him? The merchant? Well, he says the road is even worse than before. Lizardlings and other creatures have been sighted, and in large numbers.
What sort of danger are in the swamp?
Lizardlings you already know. Although, the ones around here are the weakest of their lot. So if you see others, expect a tough fight. The swamp beetles and other critters have been more active too. Adar said he saw a whole nest of them not 2 moons back, scuttling around the mare. And lastly, stick to the road. I hear there are spiders, walking dead, and worse, off the road.
Yeah, stick to the road, got it. Good one. Use the sling shot. Taken.
Have you said your farewells?
Anything you can give me to help on the journey?
Take anything you need from our home. Speak with the wizard Thomas as well. He may have a few odds and ends that he'd be willing to part with.
I'm ready to go.
To get to Neverwinter, take the road that borders the Starling Farm out of town. It is the only road through the Mare of Deadmen, so following it will be easy. The road itself has not been patrolled for some time, and few travel it. Move quickly, and you may be able to avoid the many beasts of the mare.
So, should I expect combat?
I suspect you will see your share of battle before you reach Neverwinter. Stray from the road, and the danger is even greater. I've made it known that you travel directly for the city, in the hopes that the enemy will pursue you along the high road. Instead, you will head to the small port town of Highcliff once you are clear of the swamp. From there, you will seek passage on a ship to Neverwinter.
Why must I go by boat?
Your trip to Neverwinter will be quicker by water, and my attempt at misdirection may allow you to reach Highcliff before the enemy becomes aware of your true route. I have nothing more to say. It is time for you to go, my son. Each moment you remain here brings greater risk to the village.
Some father figure. Okay, let's save. That's it for now. See you on the next one. Bye bye.